Hey Taurus Geminis, welcome into your Scorpio season energy reading. I thank you guys so much for tuning into this message. I appreciate all your likes, your comments, your shares, and your hypes. Thank you guys so very much. And of course, your subs. Special shout out to all my channel members tuning into this message early and ad-free. I love you all so very much, and I thank you for your love and support. If you want to become a channel member, you can join at the link in the description box below or hit that join button next to subscribe if you see it, all right? Taurus Gemini, I'm getting energy for you that is giving me a heavy heart. As I was meditating for your message, that was like the first energy that kind of overwhelmed me. It's a heavy heart. I don't know if it's your heavy heart or if it's a heavy heart connected to you. But on top of that heavy-heartedness, it seems like there's some sort of war of the mind. So I don't know if there are mental conflicts that you might be going through right now, decisions that you're having to make that are creating that kind of, what do I do? Do I do this? Do I do that? Or a feeling of, I want to do something, but mentally not necessarily being in the alignment with that want and that desire, okay? I was getting that somebody could be in deep regret around something from the past. Something from the past could be catching up with someone, and or someone has a new perspective on... Ooh, okay, thank you, Divine. Someone's being enlightened here as to how the choices and decisions that they've made created the current reality that they're in. It's almost like somebody's actually like clicking into the fact of, oh, I created this world, or everything that's happening now stems from a decision or a choice that I made. It's like somebody's stepping into alignment with the self, and that could be creating the heavy heart. Very normal, very natural when you are doing that kind of personal growth work, or you are elevating in vibration. It seems like that's what's happening here. There is some sort of enlightenment wave in this part of the collective. But how it's coming through, it's a heavy heart and a conflict in the mind. Okay. And it could be coming through as, yeah, regret, but thank you, Divine. It is something that you're going to get through, okay? It's something that you're going to be able to get through. Let's dig a little deeper into this. Thank you, Divine Universe, for clearing my energy and connecting me deeper here with the Taurus Gemini Cusp Collective and Taurus Gemini placements that might be tuning into this message. What do they need to know about this wave of enlightenment that's happening? And I was picking up on. Can you clarify that for Taurus Geminis? Okay, yeah. Somebody could definitely be recognizing how they've been out of alignment. It almost feels like someone's having the revelation that everything that they're dealing with is some form of karma. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Maybe karma for, and I don't even want to say it like that, but this would just, what it feels like is someone is making peace or having to reconcile choices and decisions that were made from a lack of self-love or a lack of awareness of what loving the self really looks like and what that really means. Yeah. Yeah. Someone's having to face themselves in a very real and a very raw way. It does feel like, again, coming into alignment, but as light and airy, or sometimes we can assume that that's going to be like a euphoric type of a thing, like, oh, I'm in alignment and everything's wonderful. No, sometimes getting into alignment is heavy. And I'm kind of feeling like that's where a group of y'all might be at right now. Okay, so tell me a little bit more. Yeah, the Six of Swords right back out. But I don't think you're going to be there for long, Taurus Gemini. Yeah, Four of Cups in reverse. I feel like the best plan of action for those of y'all that might be in this energy is to just start making choices and decisions that do reflect the love that you have for yourself, if that's even hard. Figuring out what self-love looks like for you, because it does look different for other people. Everybody is unique in their own way, right? It's not just about pampering the self. Self-love oftentimes looks like discipline. Loving yourself enough to make choices and decisions that reflect where you want to be and what you desire. And maybe that's a part of this reconciliation. There's maybe a part of this self that has to accept that that's what was happening. You might have been choosing what was reflecting your wants and desires and needs at the time, even if that has changed now. Okay. Yeah, the Tower. Right. And the Ace of Swords at the bottom. Okay. Okay. And that's the Enlightenment. And again, stepping into crown chakra awareness can definitely sometimes be heavy. To think that there were other options and other things that could have been done that might have led to different things. And maybe that's where someone's a little caught up right now. The grass will always look greener on the other side, right? And hindsight is always 20/20. But again, the best thing you can do is just from this present moment that you have, start making those choices and those decisions, okay? And again, with the High Priestess flipping out here, there's definitely maybe some confirmation coming through in this message. They want me to put that back. Yeah, the Hierophant and the High Priestess out. And that, I think, speaks to the elevation and the enlightenment that you might be going through, stepping into that alignment with your intuition and your higher self, knowing how to hear that energy and connect with that energy. Somebody could just be feeling the weight of the choices made when they weren't in alignment with their intuition. Okay. But again, the best thing you can do is to start applying what you now know to be alignment for you in the present moment. And that's how you can show up as the Hierophant in your own world. Yeah. Yeah. Lovers in reverse with the Ace of Swords back at the bottom. The Nine of Swords and the Ten of Swords. Exactly. And that's the weight. That's the weight. And as much as I want to say, oh, you know, don't look back, only look forward, I get it. I think that having a healthy perspective of what would have been the self-love choices can help govern what will be your self-love choices from here on out. Okay? I definitely think not running away from the heavy emotions is going to be your best bet here, Taurus-Gemini, to really just lean into it, allow it to exist, allow it to be. And again, we keep getting the Six of Swords. It's not going to last forever. So running from the heaviness isn't going to heal it. You got to get through it. It's almost like having to build the muscle around awareness. Awareness, yeah, could definitely be a muscle that needs conditioning and flexing and endurance and resistance. And the way you get through that is by allowing yourself to just be. If you're in a season where regret is heavy on your heart, okay, let it be there. Allow yourself to learn from it. Why does it feel like regret? What do you regret about those things? Like, really get into it, Taurus-Gemini. Because you're going to learn so much about yourself and what matters to you and what's valuable to you and what your alignment looks like. But if you run away from that heaviness, you're never going to get the truth and the clarity that you need in order to make healthier or more aligned choices with the Lovers in reverse. Okay. Tell me more about this Lovers reverse energy. Thank you, Divine. The Nine of Pentacles, right? Okay. And justice. Somebody here could also be in regret around maybe a connection or a relationship that's coming through too. Someone might be looking at a connection that was presented to them as something that was maybe meant for them or in alignment. Like someone could feel like, oh, I'm hearing I shouldn't be single right now. I should be with, like, it's that kind of maybe even regret around that. Okay. And devil in reverse, right. Okay, tell me more. Temperance. Alrighty, yeah. I think that what might be the most difficult about this energy is the patience that it takes. Having to wait out that kind of season in your life where you are maybe under a lot of pressure or experiencing a lot of regret, a lot of sorrow, a lot of just heaviness. It can feel like it's going to last forever. It can feel like there's no end to it, but I promise you that there is. And again, you're going to have that strength in your self-awareness if you allow yourself to go through that season. Okay. Yeah, the best way to correct that energy is to start applying that sense of discipline to yourself and to your life when it comes to that Ace of Cups and this Hierophant energy. And start that healing journey with the Star. Yeah, and the Six of Pentacles. Okay. There could be a lot of grace that you might want to show yourself here, Taurus, Gemini. Again, you don't know what you need to know until you need to know it. So maybe some of y'all, you got a lot of 6 energy coming out. So this is about recalibrating you or finding a better harmony and balance within yourself. And that's not always comfortable. You got the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom. Clarify the 4 of Cups in reverse. Yeah. Yeah. I keep hearing it. I should have seen that. I should have known that. It's like somebody's really beating themselves up here. Make sure this is all in alignment. I'm sorry about that. There we go. Okay. And you know, it's not about shoulds, Taurus, Gemini. It's not about shoulds. It's more of, now that you know, what are you going to do? Because nothing about the past can change. It is what it is. It was what it was. It's been done. All you really do have is the present moment, so that whatever comes next can be better fitted for you. Okay? So try not to be too harsh on yourself with the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. And just start now. Okay? Clarify the Tower. That's why the Tower is probably here. Yeah. Start now. Start changing the energy now. Shifting the energy now. With the Wheel of Fortune. That's what this Tower's come in to help you do. Okay? 2 of Cups. Right. And start building that trust back with yourself. Because I'm kind of feeling this maybe is a group of y'all that have made a lot of choices and decisions that actually, like, betrayed you. Like, self-betrayal. Thank you, Divine. Self-betrayal is a really challenging thing to heal from. Okay? Excuse me, yeah, 3rd chakra. Because there's no one else to point the finger at but you. And that's hard to digest. But I think, again, this Tower has showed up so that you can shift the energy and you can start building that commitment to yourself so that healthier, more aligned commitments can show up in your world and in your life. Yeah, 7 of Pentacles. So it could feel, again, stuck, a little stagnant. Nothing moving, nothing really falling apart, but that, again, won't be for long. You got the Moon here. Yeah, I get that. It's like, if I just would have stayed single, this would have never happened, and da-da-da-da-da, and like that. It's like, yeah, okay. But Yeah, and it's heavy, I get it. But accepting, again, what is and what's been, first step. And then starting to apply what you now know so that the remainder of your time here, however long that is, right, can be filled with the right alignment. Okay, clarify the Chariot in reverse and the Devil in reverse. Thank you. Yeah, 3 of Pentacles. Okay. Thank you, Divine. Start building from the awareness you have now. Ace of Pentacles. So this is giving kind of blessing in disguise here, Taurus, Gemini, although it might not feel like that right now. And I know hearing that might not always be fun or give you the peace that you might be looking for right now. But within destruction, there's so much that can be created. Destruction sometimes can be a gift. I feel like anytime, truly, especially when we're talking about working on the self. Okay, having that tower come in and really kind of free you up to build something new, blessing in disguise. So you're not still operating out of that old, but I do understand the work of having to rebuild can be daunting. But it wouldn't happen if the divine didn't think you could do it. So this is where maybe a little bit more self-belief, again, self-trust that you might have to rebuild comes into play. And it is tough. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. It is tough. It's heavy work. It's hard work. But it's work that's worth it in the end, every single time. You'll never regret doing that work. Okay? Clarify the Ace of Cups with Temperance. Thank you. 5 of Cups. Yeah, you'll never regret doing that work. Because once you build that 2 of Cups with yourself and again with the divine, it's permanent. Nobody can come in and knock those 2 cups over. And I think that's where you need to be, or that's at least where the divine is trying to get you to start building towards. Clarify the Star with the 6 of Pentacles. Thank you. Yeah, the King of Cups. Okay. Somebody's getting their heart back. I just heard it. Reclaiming their energy, reclaiming their heart, reclaiming some sort of sense of self. Like, maybe you are a King of Cups here. Take it as it resonates, okay? Or that's the part of you that needs the most healing. Yeah, the Emperor. In order to maybe step out or step into this Emperor energy in its fullness, it's the King of Cups within you that needs the most attention. Or, yeah, that might even be a little stuck and a little stagnant. That needs to go through some sort of growth. Okay? And again, I think it's hard. People, I don't think we talk about that enough. When you are kind of rebuilding that 2 of Cups with Source and yourself, it's hard to not be like, dang, had I known this, I wouldn't have chosen that. I wouldn't have did that. And then what would have been and what could have been. And, oh, I would have been maybe well off or farther along or, you know, more stable, more this, more that. And again, hindsight is always going to be 20/20. And you don't want to get caught in that looking backwards energy, okay? Because again, you can't do anything about the past. It's happened, it is, it was. The goal is to not let it be again, to not allow history to repeat itself, okay? Yeah, I think that this is the beginning of a very beautiful transformation for you, Taurus, Gemini. Clarify the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune. Thank you. Yeah. I think that there is a part of you that is still seeking to avoid those kind of pitfalls or avoid those lessons, but we need those lessons. We got to go through those things so that we can have almost like tangible evidence of what is our alignment, what isn't. If it's not experienced in some way, shape, or form, then how do we really gather the data around it? You know what I mean? And maybe that's, some of y'all might be very analytical. Maybe that's the way you want to look at it. Everything that's happened up to this point was just collecting data. Collecting data. Now you know, apply all that data that you've gained to then create what it is that does feel right for you. And that allows that King of Cups in you to stand firm. Okay? Yeah, Queen of Cups. Find balance. Clarify the Hierophant. And the Two of Cups here, Divine. Okay, Judgment in reverse. Right. That's what I mean. Once you really start building that Two of Cups with yourself and you start having that kind of consistent trust, nothing can come in and really knock those two cups over. So it becomes a part of your foundation. And I think that's what's necessary and needed for this King of Cups in you to thrive. Okay. But only you can truly call judgment on yourself. Again, that's what I mean. It's hard to deal with the self because there's nobody else there. You can't point the finger at this and that. You got to really look at you. Okay. Clarify the Lovers in reverse with the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, the Eight of Swords. And maybe for some of y'all, this has been coming through as a little bit of a difficulty being alone. Maybe that's what someone's recognizing, that they chose partners or chose people or chose situations because they didn't want to be alone. And now with the Nine of Pentacles, there's going to be that push for you to discover that self-sufficient energy within yourself, being independent. And independence doesn't mean you don't have relationships and you don't have connections. It's a lack of codependency, right? You know that you're good, valuable, worthy in and of yourself. Anything outside of that is just like a cherry on top. It's just a bonus, but it's not needed and necessary for you to feel good about you. Okay. Clarify the Nine of Pentacles with the Moon. Thank you. The Magician. Yeah. Okay. And I feel like it is that Nine of Pentacles that someone's yearning for. I really do want to know what it feels like to be in full union with myself. So maybe somebody too preoccupied with being in union with everything else and everyone else as opposed to themselves. Now this Tower's coming in and the Wheel is coming in for that all to shift. And now that's about to be somebody's focus here. And I think that's probably the best use of the energy. Okay. Is to start manifesting that Nine of Pentacles for yourself. So again, no matter what comes in and what leaves out, you're solid and stable within yourself. Okay. Again, I think this is the beginning of a very beautiful transformation for you, Taurus-Gemini. I would embrace it as much as possible. Okay, and give yourself some grace as much as possible as well. But don't run away from the heaviness. If you got to have some heavy days, if you got to cry, if you have to be mad, you got to be upset, be. That emotion doesn't last forever. Okay? Really do the work to get underneath what's making you upset, what's making you want to cry, what is the feeling, what's the root of it all. Okay, so maybe even working with your root chakra here could really be beneficial. Definitely getting into the heart chakra as well. And I would even say the crown with the Tower here. Okay. All right, Divine, how are you guiding Taurus-Geminis that are in this energy throughout Scorpio season and beyond? How are you showing up here for Taurus-Geminis that are in this energy? Yeah, as the light. Period. As the light. Which does give me this kind of sense of faith. Your 9th house could be very active right now, Taurus-Gemini. Okay, if you need to know your houses, I do have free natal chart calculators in the description box below. Got the stairs, right? That's again a 6 of Swords. Again, I think you are going to be okay. Taurus-Gemini, you're going to be okay. You're going to get through this. You are. It's literally kind of like happening in your favor to get through it. I don't see you being stuck in this, okay? But I think there is this delicate balance of allowing that you're going to have to find throughout Scorpio season, because Pluto, Scorpionic energy can, yeah, be very destructive. But it's only destroying what's weighing you down. Okay? Right. It's only destroying what's weighing you down, the buffalo. And I think that's what the divine is trying to say. You can get through this storm. You can get through this phase. You can get through this moment in time. Because that's all it is. It's just a moment in time. It's not your forever state. So if there are any voices, any energies trying to make you think that that's the case, you'll always be down and out and all this and heavy. That's not you. That's not the divine. Okay? Right. So you might have to really be attentive to your mental energy, your thoughts. Okay? Yeah. And you're not alone in this wave of growth and this wave of enlightenment. Trust that. But I do think you are being isolated a little bit, or kind of placed into some sort of energy so that this healing can happen. Okay? Clarify, divine, how are you showing up here for Taurus Geminis? Thank you. Yeah, the crown, I told you. I think the Hierophant is your energy. So is the Magician. So this is about you stepping into your power. And you can only really do that from a space within yourself, the island. Only you can make those choices and decisions with the Crow. You got to believe that you're strong enough to do it, or to get through it, because you are. I do feel like for somebody here, this has to do with your destiny, with the Chariot in reverse being the first card out. This is about getting you back in alignment with your destiny. So maybe you've taken a couple divine detours here, and it's time to get back on the right path. Yeah, the compass. Yeah, yeah. And you're at a crossroads. I can't make it up. And again, all of this energy points back to you, Taurus Gemini. Only you can make those choices and decisions. Nobody can choose for you. No matter what authority or what power they feel they have in your life, nobody can choose for you. So reconcile and make peace with the choices that were made. Own them. Because at the end of the day, they were your choices, no matter what was told to you, no matter the circumstance. And I know sometimes that can even be hard to accept. It's easy to be like, oh, I was made to do that. And oh, someone for... No, nobody can really make you do anything. God forbid there's no gun to the head. You see what I'm saying? You had to believe in making that choice, or you surrendered into making that choice, or you yourself decided. And I think that's saying it to you. This is coming back home to yourself in a way that, again, isn't necessarily sunshine and rainbows, but in a way that's absolutely necessary. Okay? Yeah. Yep, and that's the truth. I can't make it up. And again, blessing in disguise with the clover. Luck. Again, I really do think the divine is trying to shift your mindset around these concepts of luck and enlightenment and growth and coming home to the self and all of that things. It sounds really woo-woo and whimsical. It can be very dark. It can be very dark and very challenging. But again, the juice is worth the squeeze in this situation. And that's what it feels like. It's like you might be in what feels like a pressure cooker, but it's squeezing out what needs to come out and what you need to let go of and what needs to be released so you can transform. And then have the room and the space to really occupy, again, something about your destiny. I keep wanting to say it. Occupy your destiny, the energy, the space that you were meant to take up here, Taurus Gemini. Okay, right? I can't make it up. The divine is guiding you into a cave. Yes, but you see that fire there? It's a cave of transformation. Okay, and with the panthers, with the wings, ancestral. energy is guiding this. Again, because you alone can be your greatest obstacle. And I think that's what this boils down to, Taurus-Gemini. It has nothing to do with anything outside of you. It is you yourself. So the only thing getting in the way of you wearing that crown is you. And honestly, that's another blessing in disguise, because you are you and you are only you, right? You don't have to anticipate someone else. Like if this was someone else kind of blocking you or coming against you, no. You hopefully should know yourself better than anybody. So you know the obstacle intimately. There's no surprises. There's no kind of blind spots. It's all you. And that's honestly kind of a gift, because you are in control of you. So you could shift much quicker than you could shift somebody else or try to avoid what someone else might be doing. You see what I'm saying? So everything that you might be going through right now is indeed a blessing in disguise, Taurus-Gemini. And I really hope that you receive it in that way and allow this transformation to happen for you, because I do think it's going to lead you to exactly where you need to be. And again, get you right and aligned with the course you're meant to be on. Despite all, again, the divine detours you've had, you needed that, again, data collection. Now that you have the data, start moving forward, okay? All right, I love you all so very much, and I really do hope that this brought clarity and confirmation for whoever needed it. Let me know in the comments. And if you made it this far in the message, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel so I can pick up on your energy in future messages, and you'll be notified when all the readings drop here, okay? Also, check out the links in the description box. If you want a personal reading with me, you can book that at cusproses.com. If you want to shop the merch, get products, all of that is cusproses.store. All right, again, linked for your convenience in the description box below. I love you all very much, and I'll see you in our next one. Namaste.